Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for the time today. My name is Ali Haeri. I'm Vice President of Marketing at Mountain. And today we're going to talk about connected television in a slightly different way than you're probably already thinking about it. Now, again, about myself, I run marketing at Mountain. But more importantly, I am your peer. I am somebody who runs a marketing organization, has the same expectations that you all have for your organization. And so I'm constantly thinking about different channels, different ways to reach my prospects. And most importantly, and I think most relevant to this conversation that we're going to have today, I'm thinking about end user experience. How can I reach my prospects in different ways, and how can I sort of cut through the noise or differentiate myself from the competitors that we have in the space? And today's conversation is really going to hone in precisely on that. And so what we're going to talk about today is, again, connected television, but more so through the lens of customer experience. How can we utilize this channel that you're probably hearing a lot about in a way that's going to differentiate you, in a way that's also going to influence that end user and create an experience for them that's going to make your brand memorable and in the best possible position to convert? Now, the first thing that we need to do as we talk about connected television is sort of recalibrate ourselves for a second. A lot of people are still thinking about connected television as just a successor to linear TV advertising. And with that, they're thinking about all the baggage that comes with linear TV advertising. Hard to measure, hard to target, really expensive. And what I want you all to do for just a moment is to kind of reorient yourselves. Connected television operates differently. Now, in the context of customer experience, with these new capabilities that you gain with connected television, the customer experience fundamentally changes. And so, for starters, customers seem to expect a lot of video touch points with brands that they're highly engaged with. But there's no channel like television. Comparing it to all of the sort of channels you're probably already using for video advertising, nothing is like the user experience of seeing an ad on the largest screen in the house. But there's a couple of other capabilities with connected television that also create a really strong customer experience. For starters, advanced targeting. Targeting allows you to, it sort of frees you up to have really sharp messaging, because now you have a better understanding of who your prospects are, and so you can speak freely to those prospects. Brand perception is obviously going to be elevated. TV's always been seen as sort of a prestige channel, if not the most prestigious channel for marketers. And so your end user seeing your brand on television is going to do wonders in terms of the perception of your brand. And finally, and I think most obviously, TV is the perfect medium for storytelling. If you have a great story to tell, you have great creative, TV is the best method for actually communicating that story. Something that we also want to sort of make clear to everybody, and again, another reorientation is connected television can and should be treated as a performance marketing channel. And for a lot of those reasons that we just mentioned, it should be treated as one because of precision targeting, AI-driven optimization, and a really effective way to measure the performance of your campaigns. For all these reasons, connected television certainly is a performance marketing channel. Let's talk about some sets of features that you may not have already been aware of that could be deployed in connected television campaigns to achieve all of these customer success wins that we just kind of talked about. It first starts with targeting. And there's various methods of targeting that will play into your campaigns really nicely. Starting with third-party audiences. So a lot of you, nearly all of you, I suspect, are doing advertising on social media. And with social media, part of the reason why social media advertising is so effective is because you're tapping into third-party data sources as the basis for your campaigns. If you're a mortgage company, the thing that's really valuable about social media advertising is that you can target in-market audiences, people who are in the market to buy a new home or in the market specifically for a new mortgage, you can target them with advertising. So that moment of truth, you can target advertising right when people need your product or service. That extends to connected television. Think of CTV as just programmatic advertising with just a different ad unit. So whatever criteria you want to target based off of, whether it's in-market audiences, maybe you're a B2B advertiser and you're looking for decision makers for a very specific category of product. Maybe you're targeting based off of geography. Whatever it is, you can extend that targeting to television, which again is like quite unlike what it's like to advertise on linear TV. We really don't have that luxury when we do linear TV advertising. And so this can create really effective advertising because this kind of advertising is highly, highly targeted. Being able to use that same audience data that would be used for social campaigns, again, on the biggest screen in the house. Also, CRM based advertising. So a lot of you are probably using your CRM data either for loyalty campaigns or for ABM campaigns if you're a B2B advertiser. This same thing can be extended in the realm of connected television. Upload the list, use that as the basis for your audience with your television campaign. And segmentation is always going to be a huge part in the success of your advertising. So segment out this campaign and talk to this audience differently. Again, in this case, you have that freedom of knowing that you're just talking to an audience that is in your orbit. They already are probably customers or maybe familiar prospects to your brand. And so your messaging can shift when speaking to this audience, which again is going to yield better results for you. And rounding out the funnel and the different ways that you can target audiences, there's the bottom of the funnel and considering first-party data. So all of that activity that happens directly on your website, that too can be the basis for the targeting of the campaigns that you have on connected television. So when you think of those greatest hits of retargeting campaigns that you've probably done on social or with display, people who visited your website a couple of times, people who visited specific pages on your website or viewed specific products on your website. Maybe it's an abandoned cart campaign. All of these can be extended to television. Now think of that customer experience, the impact that you would have if you're delivering an ad campaign for people who've abandoned their shopping cart. Talk about just being timely. While someone is still in that consideration phase of making a purchase with your brand, being able to tap into that first party data as the basis for your campaign. And so we did this. We did exactly what we're preaching here. We lit up every type of audience-based targeting for campaigns promoting Mountain using our own platform, and it was tremendously successful for us. We ran third-party audience campaigns where we were targeting B2B decision makers, and in our case, our target audience is going to be marketers. So we targeted them with third-party audiences. We took our ABM target lists and we uploaded that in a CRM campaign. And we also used first-party data. So all of the traffic that came to our website, and we're advertising on other channels that are driving a lot of traffic into our website as well, retargeting those users on television. And the cumulative impact of running campaigns segmented across those different audience targeting types was tremendous. After we ran these campaigns and we assessed our performance, almost 24% of total traffic to our website originated from our TV campaigns. 16.5% share of conversions also originated from these campaigns, a cost per visit of $6.72, and a verified visit rate of 3.25%. Really strong results. Now you may be wondering, how can this be measured? Well, with a platform like Mountain, we have a technology called cross-device verified visits. This allows us to measure that leap that someone takes from the TV impression to visiting a website directly. What's also nice about a technology like this too is that it automatically sort of determines if a visitor to your website was somebody who has served a TV impression in their household, we'll have that recognition. We'll know that they were served a TV impression. However, if they are coming into your website by way of some other ad channel, we're not going to take credit for that. Say they come to your website by way of a Facebook ad, for example. We're going to defer credit in that case. And so it's a great system that's already built for attribution. And again, it gives you this really strong understanding of the direct impact that your TV campaigns have, which is tremendous. If you're somebody who's done TV advertising before, this is just completely new to you. And if you're a performance marketer that's running on all sorts of other channels and you're optimizing all of these channels, this is TV attribution in a way that's familiar to you. Now, some other aspects of TV advertising on connected television that you should be mindful of as it relates to a strong customer experience and also a channel that plays a really strong role in your marketing mix is going to be a couple of other features that really help you iterate and improve your performance over time. Now, the first one is just automated media buying. Well, this one's actually a trick because there's really nothing to do in an environment where your campaigns are automated for you by AI. There's really no optimizations for you to do. So those of you who are familiar with paid search advertising, where you're really agonizing over a ton of reporting and making incremental improvements of your campaign, it's really not necessary here. The way that campaigns are transacted on a CTV platform like Mountains, for example, is it's entirely outcome based. So just like you would on paid search or paid social, where you indicate some sort of goal and you just also input your budget, that's all you need. So we would just indicate what our target return on ad spend or effective cost per acquisition would be, and we'd indicate our monthly budget, and the platform is going to take care of the rest. Again, this sort of outcome-based advertising should feel very familiar to those of you who are doing heavy-duty social and paid search advertising. But with the optimization sort of out of the way, the optimization that's left for the user to actually manage is going to be with the creative. So without having to worry about bidding and all of the other minutia of managing the delivery of a campaign, really what's left for you to do is to make sure that you're running the best possible creative in your campaign. And so a platform like Mountains, for example, is going to allow you to do A/B testing directly inside the platform, where you can run different types of messaging inside the platform to see which one's going to yield better results. Some of the interesting things that we've seen with A/B testing with clients are, some of our clients are larger clients that are still doing linear TV advertising, and they use the platform to actually test out different types of messaging. Maybe it's going to be, some sort of promotion where you want to test out which promotion is going to drive better performance, or maybe it's something that's copy driven or brand marketing driven. You have this capability of running a single campaign with multiple creative, and with this ability to actually track the direct sales impact on a website, whether people are visiting a website or what their conversion performance may be. This is great intel for really trying to understand, using TV as a medium, what's going to be the messages or any other characteristics of my TV creative that's going to put me in the best possible position to get users to convert. Now, another thing to think about is that sort of omnichannel experience. This is probably most relevant to this concept of customer experience. And one thing to think about is how you can coordinate television in concert with other channels to create a full immersion of your target prospect. Because as we know, what we like doing is we see our best performance when all of our channels are orchestrated in a way that they're all consistent, whether it be with messaging or identity. And so what we do is we use something called audience extension, where we append to our television campaign a complementary set of display advertisements for that same campaign. And those display advertisements are going to be visually similar, carrying over that same messaging from the campaign. And again, that same look and feel from that TV campaign through to display advertising to, again, just stay top of mind, but also keeping this campaign consistent for all of our target prospects. Now, here's an example of one of our advertisers who actually used our platform much in the way that we described here, using the various methods of targeting audiences and also using TV as a method to tell a great story. So Reed's Jewelers is one of our clients, and through using connected television and also that complementary set of display advertising to create that consistency with their campaigns, and promoting things like promotions. They saw great success. So from a return on ad spend standpoint, almost a 40% lift in return on ad spend. And from a conversion rate standpoint, they increased their conversion rate by 64%. So really, connected television for them has become a true performance marketing channel. And this goes back to that point earlier of treating connected television as a performance marketing channel that sits alongside these two other pillars that you may have with paid social and paid search. And, as a marketing leader, I've become sort of dependent on connected television as an important channel for us. We've had instances where we're waiting to refresh our creative, so we turn the channel off for a week or two, and we immediately feel that decline in definitely website traffic, but also in conversion performance. It's especially interesting for me because I'm running a B2B marketing operation. And so, B2B is not something that a lot of B2B marketers wouldn't necessarily prioritize a channel like television advertising. But in our case, it's been tremendously successful, and it's also had a tremendous positive impact for us, both from a site visit rate standpoint, return on ad spend, and of course, conversion rate. And so with that, I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're looking forward to having conversations with all of you. Visit our booth in this digital environment, and let's have a chat. Let's talk about connected television and how it can positively impact your marketing mix today.